Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry that I have made no effort with my appearance. I can't be bothered, and that's just the truth. I'm sure you're here for perfumes, not makeup. Anywho, why am I apologising? It's my channel, I do what I want. So today we are talking about two fragrances and I'm going to be giving you my very first impressions of them. They are all natural perfumes and they're from the brand St. Clair, and these were muled over to me by my gorgeous unicorn mule friend Sherry, so thank you to Sherry. When she sent me the Annabelle's birthday cake, which I've already talked about, I took the opportunity to also order these samples that I've been wanting to try forever, and she was very kind enough to package it all together and send it over to me. So these are, there's just the two here, and they are Pandora and Eve, and I'm just opening the little package. So we have Pandora and Eve in here, and they are in this little pack here. And as I say, they are all natural. I have heard about this brand from a few different people, and wafts from the loft were very, very positive about these perfumes, and I've been wanting to try them for a long time. Then when I was going to order them, unfortunately there's been some sort of change in the law. I think it's affecting the States more so than anyone else, so it might be a change in the law over in the States, and a lot of the smaller companies are finding it impossible to send anything to Europe at the moment, and I think they have to jump through flaming hoops to be able to do such things. So unfortunately when I did try and order these initially, I wasn't able to because of that. So thanks to Sherry, I now get to try them, and they are based on Pandora from the Painting Pandora's box, and Eve as in Adam and Eve, and the theme is that these are curious women acting on impulses and using their imagination, using their what do you call it, doing what they want. These are women that were curious and they did what they wanted, and they're being celebrated in these perfumes. The perfumes contain very similar notes. Similar notes. Apparently the Pandora is slightly darker to go with the painting. So I'm going to do them on skin. I have already filmed today the Marissa Zappa stuff, so I've got that on my skin, but I do have spots. I've checked. I've got spots on both arms that are not already perfumed. So we're going to start with a lighter one then, which is Eve, and we'll start up here. Eve will go up here. I don't remember all the notes, but I did just do a quick look, and I know that there's apple and citrus, orris, lilac, jasmine, can't remember, woods, tonka, vetiver. Probably remembering most of the notes here, but let's see what I get myself. So this one is Eve. That's really nice. There is an orris in here. There's an orris butter, and I think I'm picking that up more than anything at the moment, and it's beautiful. I love when orris smells kind of almost like suede like. Makes me think of the most beautiful pristine pair of suede ballet slippers. It's got that feel to it. Yeah, this actually reminds me of some of the Teone Reinthal natural perfumes that have orris. So Ekaterina, it's not the same as Ekaterina because that has quite a noticeable jasmine. This does have jasmine, but it doesn't feel the same. So this has a carrot seed as well. I'm just remembering as we go. This is lovely. It is reminding me of Ekaterina. It feels like it has some similar components. It doesn't work the same way, but it does feel like it's got some of those similar things going on. So it's kind of Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my God, I didn't want to fall in love. I really didn't want to fall in love because, well, the only way for me to buy a bottle is to ask a favour from a friend. So, and I don't need to. Anyhow, let's get on with the perfume. So yeah, it does have this pretty kind of it feels like pink petals. So there's no real sharpness here like florals like jasmine can give. I can't remember the other florals. Lilac. It's jasmine, lilac, and I think there's one other floral, but I can't remember. Rose, that's it. The flowers blend together to create something different. So it doesn't feel like there's any of them are overdose or any of them are really stronger than the others, but it's almost like they've blended together to create. It's almost like the three plants were merged to create a new plant altogether and a new flower with its own scent, and it's blended, all the florals blended together, but you have this lovely orris. So it's got that really lovely suede-y, musky feel. It's not too earthy either. Sometimes orris can be quite earthy. It doesn't feel really earthy. I mean, it is grounded. It's definitely closer to the ground than it is up here. So it's not a high-pitched. It's got a lovely rumble to it. I love it. I absolutely love it. We better spray the other one and see how different they are or how similar. So we're going to go over on here. Today is a really good day for perfume here in the southeast of England because I already tested the Marissa Zappos perfumes and they were also really beautiful. These are completely different. The Marissa Zappos, very much you can tell they're mixed media, and these I wouldn't say I would know 100% that these are all natural, but they have more of a natural feel because they are reminding me of the all naturals that I've tried so far, but these are really beautiful proper perfumes and I'm very impressed so far. Yes, the Pandora is different. I can still sense some of the orris and the flowers, but there is more of an earthiness and it is darker. Now I'm pretty certain there's no tobacco listed, but I would guess that there was a tobacco in here. And there's a sort of green and fresh citrusy feel. Now I've just remembered the tomato, so you've got the citruses and tomato leaf, and I feel like I'm picking that up more in the Pandora than I am the Eve. In Eve it has a brightness, but it feels like the citruses and the tomato leaf are blending with everything all at the same time, so I didn't even think about them or pick them out when I first smelled it. Here in the darker one, in the Pandora, I do feel like I'm picking out a note of a sort of like citrus and green stuff, which I guess is tomato leaf. And it has I am picturing it's kind of, people say these things because the fragrance has a name or is based on something, but I honestly think if I didn't know what this perfume was about, what it was called or anything, I think I'd still say this. It's reminding me of a really dark box, like treasure box, you know, like really dark wood, polished. It's got something of that, like old, or even like old furniture. Yeah, to me, even though it's kind of darker and it has some more mysterious nuances, the Pandora also has retained more of the brighter, fresher stuff, and it definitely has this fresh greenness to it. It's really nice. I think I prefer Eve. Eve has more of the ballet slippers, Oris. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the Oris is allowed to shine more because there's less of the darker notes. I don't really know. But yeah, Eve is really, really up my street, 100%. It's musky and irisy, and it's got these soft pastel pink floral petals. It definitely has, it's not an easy breezy fragrance like a fruity floral that you might find in the, you know, in the perfume in the perfume shop. You know, it's not anything like you would ever find in a mass market perfume. It has got an underbelly of mystery, almost something slightly unsettling. It's not going to be for everyone. It's not a mass appealing fragrance. It's very much a Smurfygurly appealing fragrance. Now the Pandora has more like incense woods, that's kind of and they're not listed. Well, no, woods is listed, incense isn't. Oh, actually, I think there's a popanax in the Pandora, so that might be what's giving me the incensey feel. It feels more woodsy and incensey. You still have what's in Eve, but not too. But these other notes kind of are bigger. I'm sure over time so many nuances are going to come out. These are out of this world amazing. I really didn't want to love these. I wanted to like them. I wanted to go, yep, these are good, but I don't need them. But that's not happening here right now. I feel utterly drawn to owning bottles of both, actually, but Eve first and foremost. Pandora though, a close second. It's actually Pandora. If you said to me that's all natural, now I'm smelling it further in, I would question it slightly. It feels more like a multimedia. No, what's the word? You know what I mean? It feels more like a mixed media perfume. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just because it has these woody elements. And it is reminding me actually of fragrances by Bidot Perfumes, which is definitely mixed media. And I'm thinking in particular Hibou, the owl. It's kind of quite a bombastic, floral, woody, musky scent. It's supposed to be reminiscent of a night out, sort of clubbing, that kind of thing, cocktails. And this is making me think of that. It's not smelling exactly the same, but it feels like it might have some, maybe it's got an ingredient or two in common. So Pandora is definitely the bigger and the bolder of the two ladies. I think if you like your fragrances to make an impact, then Pandora is probably the one. It feels to me almost like a wooden box with the lady's secret stash of tobacco kept inside. So I'm getting that kind of like cigarettes, tobacco, a little bit of smoke. And the florals are there, but they are less prominent. But they do give it this kind of mysterious feel. It feels like the florals mixed with the incense and the woods, and it's all just coming off very, very mysterious. But there's something delicious about Eve. One note I was concerned about that might make me not like them is a note of apple, because it makes me think of DKNY Be Delicious, which is that really synthetic, very popular fragrance. I used to wear it when I was much younger, like let's go back half a century. Obviously I'm not quite that old, but back when I was very young, I definitely got through a few bottles of DKNYB Delicious. But then as I got into perfumes, I found it sort of not unbearable, but sickly sweet, very unnatural smelling. And since then I think I've been a bit tainted. Apple in fragrance is just not something that I particularly want or seek out. However, of course, this is all natural, so I don't know how the perfumer has got apple as a natural, or whether she's using a different material that gives an apple accord, or whether she has a special way of extracting the scent of apples. I don't know. I wasn't aware that you could have like an apple absolute. I've never heard of. So that's probably why any apple in here is not upsetting me or even mildly irritating me. I think it just lends it a sort of like, it adds to the slightly greenness of the tomato leaf and the citruses. It just kind of all combines together, and it doesn't really smell appley so much. Yeah, really good. I love them both. I love them. If you are in the States and you are looking for really amazing all natural perfumes, I highly recommend you get some samples from St. Clair's. I bought mine, I paid for mine, and now I think I will probably at some point be trying to buy at least one, if not both of these, based on these first impressions, of course. If you want me to revisit and do full reviews, do let me know in the comments. I'll do my best. I'm not brilliant at keeping my promises, but I will do my best. Have you tried this house before? Is there anything else you think I would like from the brand? And do you own anything? Let me know in the comments below. See you in another video.